something hasn't been done before, does that mean it can't be done?
The Chrysler Concorde LXI, cab forward design, driver adaptive transmission, independent touring suspension, highest resale value. The Chrysler Concorde. What's new in your world? And now get a lease with 0 down, $309 a month, and $634 due at signing.
What do you get, the man who has everything?
Wendy's Smoky Bacon Cheeseburger Combo, please.
It's a big quarter-pound of fresh beef, smoked cheddar, bacon, and sautéed onions. It's a nice present.
So, what are you going to get me?
Wendy's Smoky Bacon Cheeseburger Combo.
Skill Power Tools make such quick work of all your projects. You'll find time to get out there and work on all kinds of things. Skill Power Tools. Think of all the things you can do. This is the Pentium processor inside the PC that runs the CD-ROM that lets you plan a vacation by taking a virtual tour. And since it is a connected CD-ROM, it hooks to a related website through your PC's internet link. So you can go online to book a hotel, which makes you happy that you have a Pentium processor.
(24-6). The Raiders can get only 3 out of the Rod Smith fumble. Jumpy gathers.
Little gray hairs you're putting in there for him?
Yeah.
He's got enough. I love what he told Phil. He said, how do you color that? He said, I just use shoe polish.
He goes, if I'd known you guys were coming, I'd have polished my hair up this week.
Through the end zone, Cole Ford's kickoff. It'll be Denver at the 20, but first we go to New York.
All right, Dick, in Houston, the Bengals finally hit the scoreboard. Jeff Blake 14 yards to the rookie out of Portland State, James Hunden. The Oilers can ill afford a loss today, 7-6. Bengals lead at 4:20 to play in the third, Dick.
Thank you, Greg. So many teams with an opportunity, however slim for some, including the Raiders, as John Elway goes to work from the 20-yard line. Looking for another 100-yard game, but it's Elway to throw. Plenty of time. Guns it to his tight end, Dwayne Carswell. Actually, no gain.
You know, one thing the Denver Broncos love to do, they give defenses a lot of different looks. You know, 5 wide receivers, a couple tight ends, and Mike Shanahan told us why he does that, because when he figures, well, we spend all this time getting ready for all the defenses that teams throw against us. Why don't we do the same thing to them? So during the week, they have to prepare for everything. And we'll show you what we mean here in a second.
2nd down 10, no gain. You saw the puzzled look on Elway and Shanahan's face. And this one incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 10 to Chamberlain.
Let's take a look at one simple play the Denver Broncos run. Look, you got 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, and 1 running back. And here it is. That's where they want to throw the football. Now you have 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, and 2 running backs. Look at the same play, different personnel. Now you have 5 wide receivers, and look at the 2 wide receivers for the quarterback and the players. It's the same play, the same read, just a lot of different looks just to confuse the defense.
They don't have any other plays. They only have 1 play.
Well, it works.
I know.
3rd down and 10. Elway sets up and throws. Complete but short of the first down to Dwayne Carswell. So knowing they're getting double coverage on Shannon Sharp, or a lot of attention, Elway's gone to his other tight ends today, Carswell and Chamberlain, with some success. It was Chamberlain early. And now 4th down.
You know, Dick, when you say here they are, they're down 24-3, and then they kicked the field goal, the Oakland Raiders. You know why? Because of the 2-point play. I mean, they can get back and they can get 2 8 pointers and be tied in the ball game.
Ruined the punt. Tim Brown at the 30. That's it. Brown at the 27. Good move. Back to the inside of 45. Solid return for the Raiders, who will start near midfield, trailing 24-6.
Okay, now don't get Grandma too excited.
That's right. The poor dear is probably a bit weak. She has been running on the same Duracell battery since the Ice Age.
Those Duracell batteries sure do last.
The
copper top. No battery is stronger, longer.
What happens when you don't just make something? You invent something.
The Chrysler Cirrus LXI. Cab forward design. Driver adaptive transmission. Speed sensitive steering. Fatigue reducing driver's seat. Car and Driver's 10 best. The Chrysler Cirrus. What's new in your world? And now get a lease with 0 down, $269 a month, and $544 due at signing.
There's no place I'd rather.
8:06 left in the third. Raiders trying to capitalize on another opportunity after Tim Brown's solid punt return.
Again, it's pretty good pass protection by the Oakland Raiders offensive line. Hostetler can just not find anybody open down the field. And the Broncos do a good job of staying disciplined, staying in their lanes. And when he steps up, they fall off the blocker and make the tackles.
Mike Lodish, the former Buffalo Bill, made the hit. Toss to Hoffman, following Wisniewski's block, gets to the 46-yard line, where it'll be 3rd and 9. Let's go back to Greg in New York.
More doings in Houston, Dick. Told you about the Cincinnati touchdown. Here's another one. Chris Chandler's pass picked off by James Francis, who returns 32 yards for the touchdown. Down 6-0 at halftime. The Bengals have now come back to take a 14-6 lead on the Oilers. Under 2 minutes to play in the third, Dick.
Big defensive touchdown for the Bengals.
Dick, I got to correct my arithmetic. You got to remember, I never finished college, so I got to. In a minute, I'm going to correct by 2 8-point games. 2 8 points to get him 16. It's 6-22, not 24.
Well, it always threw you off at the Citadel when you marched that hut 2-3. You thought hut was more than one.
I couldn't get my shoes off fast enough to figure this all out.
Well, let's keep going. See, you take this, you subtract, you got a bar on the left-hand side. Then if you don't get the touchdown, you keep right on going. You never know what's going to happen,
It's the end of the year, and there's something special coming. It's the special delivery sale from the clever idea people at Plymouth. Right now, get Plymouth Voyager Plus with air conditioning and 7-passenger seating at no extra charge. All for this low price. Lease Plymouth Breeze with 0 down for $249 a month, just $499 due at signing. Or buy the fun-loving Plymouth Neon for this great price. So be clever and get your presents early during the Plymouth Special Delivery Sale. Only at your Plymouth dealer.
If you got a beard, we've got your number. The adjustable Maverick beard and mustache trimmer with 6 different settings. Man, does this do a number on beards. Maverick from Norelco.
Hugo? Yeah, Hugo Boss. The fragrance. Hey, the world is getting smaller. Smell better. Hugo.
Check it out at department stores. Only from Domino's, new garlic crunch crust pizza, roasted garlic. Baked right into our classic hand-tossed dough, then sprinkled with Parmesan crunchies all around the edge. It's a delicate blend of herbs and garlic in every bite of our delicious steaming crust. Call now and get a large one topping just $9.99. New garlic crunch crust for a limited time only.
For hot and wild, call Domino's.
Dateline Sunday. It's the holiday rush, and you were just overcharged. Are your favorite stores doing this on purpose? An undercover investigation. Dateline Sunday.
Arnold Palmer, Kevin Costner, Clint Eastwood, Sean Connery, and more. All at the Lexus Challenge, hosted by Raymond Floyd. Next weekend on NBC.
Welcome back. 3rd and 8, a long 8. At this time, years past, the Bronco defense was porous, was generous.
Well, it was, and now they like to pressure teams on 3rd and long, and that's why they do such a good job.
Tim Brown tackled just shy of the first down. It'll be 4th and 1, and Mike White will have to go for it.
Yeah, you're in 4 down. There's just coming up on 7 minutes in the third quarter, but you need 3 scores in this ball game to win it. And, you know, the Raiders are in a position, 4th down and about a half a yard. You really have to go for it. I mean, you're at the other 45-yard line.
And this is always a good thing to do. If it's 4th down coming and it's less than a yard, you know you need about a yard here, but make them measure it if you can. Buy yourself some time and figure out what play you want to call.
Yeah, where is it that the referee will say, no, we're not, man, that's asking a little too much. But if it's within a yard, they'll give you a shot.
Yeah, they'll always give you the benefit of the doubt. And
I mean, this is almost a full yard here, and you're looking at, but you have the right to ask for it.
Yeah, Jeff, well, because they could determine whether you go for the 4th down or not. But Jeff Hostetler actually went to the sideline, got together with Mike White and some players, and it gives them a chance to really settle down, think what they want to do, and make the right call.
Successful 2 out of 3 on 4th down. Crowd going to make it as tough as they can on Hostetler. Offside.
Well, they had movement. What they have, the Raiders, they have Rick Cunningham, who is a tackle playing tight end, number 68. And he moves. He reports himself in. 68 is an eligible receiver on the other side of the line, which gives him a guard and 2 tackles.
Number 68 on the offense. The 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Well, you look at what happens. See, they put him out on the outside. Here he is, and he is a tackle. But he is now a tight end. You can't, once you're set, you can't move. I don't care if you're a tight end or not.
And Alfred Williams immediately charged off the movement, got the 5-yard call, and that changes the entire situation. The punting team comes on. Aragoose, who kicked at Stephen F. Austin.
What can go wrong has gone wrong.
109 yards in penalties now against the Raiders. Wow. He has got a live leg. Smith lets it go, and it takes a Denver bounce for the touchback. Aragoose limps off.
They're having such a problem with punting. I want to see Billy Joe punt anyway.
Well,
but his bald head.
Took a lot of excitement out of this game for us with Billy Joe not punting, but
here goes Aragoose. I mean, he really gets some height. And watch his height on the ball. Watch his leg extension. And that's where the height comes from. With a T.
Height with a T?
T.
Early in the year was height.
I know, but again, I went to the Citadel.
6 minutes plus left in the third. Terrell Davis to the 27-yard line. Adds 7 more to the Davis total before Chester McLaughlin can track him down, and Davis is total up to 71. Billy Joe Hobart he likes to save his dollars, and so he gets home haircuts.
But his wife cut his hair, I think.
Yeah, his wife was cutting his hair, and she cut it a little bit too short, and he said, heck, go ahead and take it all off. So now Billy Joe has got a dome. There it is. Wow, Billy Joe.
I like that.
Sims wishes he had a head like mine.
Yeah, I need a few knots in mine, Billy.
Away to Davis. Davis has the first down at the 31 if Mike Jones making the tackle. It's going to be called back. 10 yards for the hold against Shanahan's Broncos.
Pat Swilling is thinking that Byron Chamberlain, was holding on the play.
Number 89 on the offense. That's a 10-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
He grabbed a hold of Pat Swilling. Number 89, the other tight end. Now watch, right across from is Pat Swilling, and this is where they call a holding penalty. Carswell, 89. It just throws him to the ground. The official is standing right there. Good call. I see the Raiders are getting calls going their way.
16-yard line. 2nd and 14. Away over the middle. Complete to Carswell at the 20. Gain of 4, so it'll be 3rd and 10.
Phil, just watching this game almost through 3 quarters now, 5 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. They're not even getting close to Elway.
No, they're not. This Raider defense has been pressuring the quarterback with their front 4 the last 3 or 4 weeks. Just about every time they drop back to pass, but today even the Denver, Jamie Brown in the left tackle for Zimmerman, David Diaz and Fonte in for Mark Schler, doing an excellent job of protecting John Elway in passing situations.
That's the whole left side of their line with backups. Ooh, a low snap, and his good hand save a problem. Now he's hit from behind, fumbles the ball. That's a free ball, and the Raiders have a touchdown. Lance Johnstone's first NFL touchdown as he falls on the fumble created by Pat Swilling.
Well, the Raiders needed a break. Here it is.
Well, you know, they do have the talent on defense, Paul, to make big plays, create turnovers. And John Elway, you got to know when you scramble out of the pocket against this team, they have good upfield speed. Look from behind. That's where the trouble comes from.
This play was disaster from the beginning. The ball was down at his ankles, and coming back from around the backside is Pat Swilling, number 56, just makes a great play, knocks the ball out. Johnstone gets the touchdown, and they're going to go for 2. Now, at least I was right about the 2-point play.
That's 24-12. That would make it 24-14 and leave them just a touchdown and field goal away. So the big break as Johnstone falls on the ball in the end zone. Swilling stripping Elway. Seems to be some confusion here. Hostetler,
well, he's going to change the play.
He's got to call timeout because the clock's running down. He can't get the play off.
And that is the Raiders' last timeout. They've used them all, and we still have 4:23 remaining in the third quarter. We'll be back for the 2-point try. 24-12 Broncos.
Visa presents Behind the Numbers. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be. When is 5.5 pounds of plastic worth its weight in gold? Stay tuned.
Wow, Daffy Duck! You're the greatest.
Thanks. Take a check.
Sure, Daffy. Just need some ID.
Are you serious? How many big cartoon stars come into the store?
Checks are a pain, but your bank has a better way, the Visa Check Card. And if your ATM card has a Visa logo on it, you've got one. It automatically deducts from your checking account everywhere Visa's accepted.
You're despicable.
Visa Check Card works just like a check, only better.
What am I maroon?
Football may be a hard-knocking game, but that doesn't mean you can't use your noggin. That's why heads-up play requires good headgear. The average NFL helmet weighs in at 5.5 pounds, making it the heaviest piece of equipment on the field.
Beck's, the original import. Taste German beer at its finest. Beck's, America's favorite German beer.
Welcome back.
Well, you can see Daryl Hobbs had problems lining up in the right position. Tim Brown is explaining to him, you were wrong, and watch Greg Beaker, number 54, takes his helmet off. He's in disgust, too.
Now the 2-point try. Hostetler to throw for it. Going to run it in. Doesn't make it. He's hit hard. Fumbles. But he was ruled down. Alan Aldridge slammed the door on Hostetler. It remains 24-12.
What a reaction from Alan Aldridge. Hostetler drops back to pass. Nobody is open in the end zone. Everybody's covered. It looks like he's going to make it to the end zone. But Alan Aldridge comes flying up and stops him dead in his tracks. And Hostetler, it's fortunate that he's okay.
Well, Lodish really doesn't do the smart thing here. He reaches down to pick up the ball. What he needs to do is just to fall on the ball, because if he's hit, the ball comes out, that goes in the end zone, and it is out. The Raiders get it, unless they call him down here. If that's called down.
Yeah, he was called down.
All right.
So 24-12 as the Raiders come up with the 6 points on the Elway fumble. Still plenty of time, 4:23 left.
For the Raiders today, every time Hostetler drops back to throw the ball, it's hesitation, can't find the person he wants open down the field. Very few times has he dropped back, thrown the ball in rhythm to an open receiver.
I'm just glad we had a chance to say that he hasn't been rushed or hurried at all today, Elway, and then all of a sudden he gets hit by someone going to get a touchdown.
Paul, he really wasn't rushed. He just broke the pocket and because he couldn't see somebody open down the field. And Pat Swilling, you got to commend him. Hustling around the corner makes the play.
3 turnovers by the Raiders in the first half for 17 points. 2 by Denver in the second half for 8 points. 9 points. John Hebron finds a seam, but a flag is down, and so is Hebron at the 32.
Oh, now they're gonna throw another flag on, and I'm telling you right now, that was on Aaron Craver. He takes a shot at one of the Raiders and hit him right in the mouth with his fist.
Well, I think he was trying to punch Andre Bruce.
Yeah, that would take the fullback and blocker out of the Denver lineup if they ruled that a violent penalty.
He just hits Andre Bruce right in the mouth with a fist.
Well, they called it on both, so Andre Bruce...
Personal fall, 55. Personal fall, 29. Penalties offset, first down.
Yeah, it's just like a clinch in boxing. You know, just grab each other, but it was much more than that physically. And on we go. Denver from the 31-yard line. 4:12 left in the third. The Broncos here in this third quarter really down to walk their offense. Haven't done much. Terrell Davis and Craver behind Elway. A total offense of a -4 yards for Denver in this third quarter. Davis. 4-2 to the 33. Greg Beaker made the stop. Beaker, who played at Colorado. Boy, what linebackers they produced recently. Albert Williams, who was a linebacker, and Ted Johnson, New England Patriots, all in the last 5-6 years.
Here it is. Watch here on the bottom. You see Craver. Watch it. Watch his right arm. He's going to take and here's the shot right there in the mouth, and that's where the officials called it.
Surprised they let him stay in the game. Usually that's automatic ejection.
You would think so. I mean, you can't smack a guy in the mouth.
McCaffrey in motion. Under a blitz Elway. That's unloaded incomplete to McCaffrey. It'll be third down and long for Denver. Let's go a long way to New York.
All right, Dick, Colts-Chiefs is a game filled with playoff implications. After an Indy field goal made it 17-10, Tamarick Vanover of the Chiefs with a 70-yard kickoff return. However, the Chiefs could get no closer than the 7-yard line, kicked a field goal 17-13. An Indy win plus a Raider loss eliminates Oakland. Right now, the Colts lead at 17-13. Plenty of time left in the fourth, Dick.
All right, Greg, a game of serious interest to fans in the Bay Area. Third down and 9. Elway from the shotgun. Fires complete. And it's a first down at the 47 to Mike Sherrard. Sherrard's 16th catch of the year.
Phil, I don't care about anything except on defense. You cannot give John Elway this much time to throw the football.
Well, when you give him time, Mike Sherrard on the outside, you could see both Oakland Raider defenders ran to the outside receiver. They leave Mike Sherrard alone. Elway's going to find him when he's that wide open.
Injured player is Eddie Anderson, who struggled through an injury-plagued season. Jim?
Dick, there's some people in the stands who have some whistles. The Denver police are searching through. Even on that play, there was some hesitation by both the Broncos and the Raiders because there are whistles blowing down here, and it's really throwing the players off.
Now, what kind of IQ test does someone pass to think that that's clever?
Well, when you have a whistle out there, you're hurting your own team as well as the other team. So, I mean, there's just no reason to do something that stupid. Spelled with an S.
Eddie Anderson, the hard-hitting safety man, still down. Here's what happened, number 33.
Well, you can see his head just pop back.
Right into the knee of Sherrard. Anderson one of the strongest players in the league since he arrived from Fort Valley State. And this year he's had a serious triceps arm injury that's knocked him out of several games, and they're not going to take any chances here. They're going to use the cart to deliver him back to the training room.
But that catch by Sherrard, that's the 7th different receiver that Elway has used in this ball game.
Yeah, something that is never pleasant to see, and of course raises all the worst of concerns. But of recent years, so much of this is a supreme precautionary effort by officials to make sure that damage isn't done in case there is a neck or spinal injury. So much in contrast to the old days where they just haul you off to the field to save a timeout.
Yeah, well, you could when the play happened, he went to make the tackle. His head was up, so he didn't have his head down, but his face hit it, the face mask drove it back, so hopefully it's not serious.
Mike Sherrard, who caught the pass, and
watch as he goes in to make the tackle. You see his head's driven backwards.
Good sign is that he immediately reached for his head. That had it been serious, there would have been no action at all, or reaction.
And you're absolutely right about the precautionary thing. I mean, and it's the smartest thing that they can do. They just do not allow him to move.
His feet and hands are moving. We get a report from the field, so that's we want to get that in right now. I'm sure those watching at home that, while serious, things could be worse. Well, it raises the question, in the NFL NBC pregame dealt with it a few weeks ago, that, you know, what do you do about it? And one of the guys in the studio said, well, what if we did, I think it was Mike Ditka said, what do we go back to taking those big old bird cages off the front of the helmets, and maybe players wouldn't be so free in delivering tackles and blocks using their head as the projectile.
Well, sure, you take the protection off the head, they'll be a lot more, they'll be careful, and it would change the game. But I mean, we know, Dick, that would never happen. They would never go back to that. And I don't know, the way some of these players are nowadays, and as aggressive as they are and how they train, I don't know if it'd slow them up a great deal. They'd learn a different way to hit you and to deliver the blow.
Well, if you look at college football and you watch these guys, the way they're taught to tackle, Dick, they're taught to tackle with their arms around it and get your face in there and make the play. So you look at the guy's belt, and that's the way you're taught to tackle.
That's right.
That's never going to change.
Well, you know, they can teach them proper tackling techniques. That's all you can do, Paul. But the speed of the game, especially at the pro level, the way these guys run, it's hard to tackle them anyway, no matter how you do it. So a lot of times they're forced into positions, hey, the defender doesn't want to be in that position, but the only way he can make the tackle is to throw his body out there and try to stop the runner. And
Dick, you know, you've been around this thing a long time. We all have, and you think, I mean, if you go out here trying to play cautiously, you're going to get hurt. I mean, you've got to put your whole body into this game. I mean, there's no place to be ducking and bobbing and weaving. You've just got to go after people.
Yeah, some of the old timers would say you lost a lot more teeth without those bird cages, but you didn't have the serious head and neck injuries.
No question.
Well, I'm not sure this is a good time, but the place before me is this, and we won't do that.
Well, you know, when I look at myself in the mirror every day, I played without a face mask, so that's exactly what happened to me.
Well, it doesn't show, Paul.
Does it?
No, it doesn't.
It hurts your mathematics now and then, but other than that, you came out of it all right.
Yeah.
Well, again, they're going to take all the time necessary, and that doesn't mean one should not infer that the injury then is much more serious because of the time taken. It's just that they're going to be absolutely certain of any move that they make.
It just takes a lot of time to get them secured.
That's right. You get that first to just slide the stretcher under the injured athlete while supporting all the injured area, and then to strap him carefully. And there you see moving his hand and finger to let folks know that he's got movement in the upper extremity. So that's, gee, that's good to see. Eddie Anderson
gave you the thumbs up. That'll make everybody in Oakland and his family feel very nice about this.
It's just another blow in a day that has seen most of the things go against the Oakland Raiders. Some their own fault. All right, the Broncos, meanwhile, with 3:10 left in the third, have a first down at the 47. Terrell Davis, handoff and immediately tackled by Lance Johnstone. The rookie from Temple was the second-round pick of the Raiders. Their two number ones, first two picks rather, Dudley in the first round and Johnstone in the second round. Both starters now. Reminds you of New England, whose first two picks, pretty good player. Malloy in the second round and Terry Glenn in the first round are starters.
And Lance Johnstone, the one thing you see about him, he's not really heavy, but teams have not been able to run the football over him, even though he's a little light.
Drills this to Chamberlain, does Elway, and a flag down as they try to drag the tight end to the turf and needed the face mask to do it. Bickert made the stop, but that's going to cost the Raiders another penalty after a 12-yard catch. 5 more yards.
Face mask, number 54 on the defense. It's a 5-yard penalty added on at the end of the run. First down.
You know, Phil, they talk about when quarterbacks get a little older, they lose a little bit of zip. I think he gets better, Elway, as he gets older, because that ball gets there in a hurry. Then you'll see that there is a face mask.
There he comes. He gets that left hand just on the bottom. Well,
I mean, that should have never been called. That's a touch.
But Paul, Elway has lost a little zip, and it's helped him though. He's become a much better passer from the fact that he doesn't throw it too hard anymore.
Elway off balance, but throws deep. Bobbled and dropped by Chamberlain. Almost a score. Lorenzo Lynch and Darren Carrington covering for the Raiders.
Well, Lorenzo Lynch, the Denver Broncos coming out and using 2 tight ends. Chamberlain's been splitting out. They've been throwing short patterns. This time they fake the short one and go deep, and he just drops the football. Lorenzo Lynch playing the short pass, gets fooled, and is just trying to catch up, and Chamberlain goes right through his arms.
That's a perfect pass. I mean, that's one you have to catch.
Chamberlain also was a member of that line fire in the World League earlier this year. As you see the distribution to tight ends, and Sharp, surprisingly, is man. Here's the throwback to Elway, and the long one to Smith. Got away with a push-out. It's a touchdown. No, now they say he did not maintain control as Carl Kidd came out of there with it.
I'll tell you what, there was some banging and holding and shoving by both guys. Now, the question is, who did they get first?
Well, it's a pretty good fake. Snap it to Terrell Davis. The flea flicker, Elway. The Raider defense is just not fooled. Carl Kidd stays with his man, Rod Smith, the whole time.
See if Smith does a little push-off here.
Well,
not really.
Carl Kidd had his arm on the receiver, too.
That was a good effort by Kidd to rip it away.
And the flag is still on the field, so maybe it was...
I don't know if that's a flag or
it must not be.
Swelling, can't bring down Elway. It's deflected and intercepted and dropped. They're going to rule it interception and fumble. Yes. And Kidd comes up with it.
Boy, here was a situation that I think that Elway could have run with the ball and might have, I don't know if he'd have picked up the first down or not, but it would have been a lot better than throwing the interception.
Well, first off, he steps up in the pocket, does a good job, but I don't know if this ball is ever caught for the interception. It goes off of Carswell's hand. Carl Kidd does not get his second foot on the ground. It's knocked out of his hands. Before that, that should not be an interception.
See, John's upset with himself because he knows that I probably should have run with the football. I had room to run and didn't do it.
Well, he said he wasn't sure of the hamstring. He hasn't sprinted in 5 weeks. He said he's run, but not sprinted. So at the 21, the Raiders get a big break, trailing 24-12. And this third quarter has been eternal, 142. Flag down, false start Raiders.
Well, you can hear the crowd booing. They're showing the replay of that interception on the board. And Carl Kidd never got his second foot down on the ground before it was knocked out.
Didn't have control of the ball when that happened.
False start. Number 75 on the offense, moving prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Dick. Let's go back to the interception in quotation.
Watch Elway as he steps up. The deflection.
Got to have control of the ball now, folks. Remember that. And get 2 feet down.
There's one.
Oh, it's close. And yeah, they're looking at it not in slow motion.
Yeah, it's in full speed, but it happened so fast. But to me, it looks like the right foot never got down on the ground before the ball got away from him.
First down, 15. Raiders on their 14th penalty of the game, 119 yards. Hostetler. Complete to Daryl Hobbs and a first down at the 32.
You know, you're talking about Elway not running that play. We asked Mike Shanahan about Elway running with the football, and he said, well, I'll tell you, if he's going to pull it again, I'd rather have him pull it in this game than somewhere else along the line where he has time to heal again. So he said he looks like he's about 95%, and he will run if he has to.
So Elway fumbled for a touchdown, recovered in the end zone by Johnstone, and now the interception to stop the drive. First down, Hostetler under pressure. Almost took it out of his hands. Now incomplete with another flag down.
That's going to be holding on number 72, Lincoln Kennedy, on Alfred Williams. He gets around him immediately. And Alfred Williams is going to get the sack on the quarterback if there's not the hold.
Holding, number 72 on the offense. That's a 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Watch number 72, Lincoln Kennedy. Here he is. Here's Alfred Williams at the bottom of your screen. Or I'm sorry, it's Harold Hasselback. Immediately gets right around him. And Lincoln Kennedy gets that right arm on the inside.
Well, you know, the thing about it is when you're out there in space like that, I mean, they're going to see it.
It's easy to see.
They've got to be flirting with an NFL record. 15 penalties, 130 yards. Harvey Williams on the draw. And it's a good call. Picks up the 10 on the penalty, plus a couple more. It will be second down and about 8 as we come down to the final minute of the third.
You think about how important this game is for Oakland. You know, Harvey Williams is talking about maybe a slight shoulder separation. And here he is back in the ball game.
Well, and then just a second ago, I saw John Elway sprint to the locker room, and Bill Musgrave is down on the sideline warming up.
Second down and 9. Williams averaging 20 yards plus per carry today. They show blitz, they come. Juggled by Hobbs, incomplete. Now let's go to New York. This NFL update.
Dick, you guys saw last year how Jim Harbaugh worked his magic in Kansas City. He's at it again today. Third touchdown pass of the night to Marvin Harrison. This one a 5-yarder. All kinds of playoff implications for other teams if the Colts win, and they're doing just that. 24-13, under 4 minutes to play in the fourth, Dick.
All right, Greg, and the quarterback controversy, Bono and then Gannon losing Monday night. Chiefs humbled by the Raiders and losing again today at home. It's 3rd and 9. Alfred Williams way off the block. 2-step start into the Raider backfield, says he was thrown off.
You see Alfred Williams, he's pointing at Lincoln Kennedy. Lincoln Kennedy's pointing at Alfred Williams. They're looking at each other. Now, who was right?
False start. Number 72 on the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty.
I really love it when they point at each other, Dick, and it's his fault, my fault, whose fault. Now, Alfred Williams is sitting down, and I watch Kennedy. He's giving that fake. Here's the move. You can't flinch. You can't move. And again, you're sitting out there in space. They see you.
20 seconds left in the third. Elway has returned from the locker room to the Denver sidelines. Third and 14. 2-1. He just does get it off before the violation. Into the flat to the tight end Dudley to the 35, far short of the first down. 8 yards on the play, and that'll be the final play of the third period. 24-12, Denver's lead. After 3 quarters, we'll return after these messages from your local station.
Tonight.
So good, I scare myself.
Paul Hogan, Cuba Gooding Jr. are putting the Wild in the West. Lightning Jack, NBC Tonight.
You buy a new car and you go into an expensive showroom where they've got a lot of overhead. We don't have a lot of overhead. We have a fleet of over 2,000 automobiles. 2,000 automobiles to choose from. And our service is outstanding. We're going to have the car that's right for you and the deal. The lowest prices in town, the highest trade-in allowance, and the biggest selection. Obviously, the best advertising we could have would be word of mouth from a good person like yourself. Simple fact is, it takes thousands of dollars a hertz.
The Leisure Time warm-up sale is going on now. Brr, it's cold out there, and Leisure Time knows winter can mean drafty, cold houses. Now you can save on a great selection of wood, gas, and pellet stoves, plus fireplace inserts and gas log sets. Stoves as low as $699. Gas log sets as low as $99. Come in now and save. No down, no payment, no interest for 6 months OAC at Leisure Time. Leisure Time, 9710 Fairview, under the big American flag.
This is not a Bosch 2-horsepower variable speed plunge router. This is not a Milwaukee 4.5-inch 5-amp mini grinder. This isn't even a Makita 3.25-inch 15,000 RPM planer. In fact, if you don't know what this is, we're pretty sure you don't need one. But at Western Tool Supply, we have a lot of these and several thousand other high-quality tools for contractors and everyone else. Western Tool Supply. We sell, you build.
NBC 7, Idaho's news channel.
The National Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the NFL is prohibited.
Welcome back to the 76,000 fans at Mile High Stadium that cheered a 24-3 halftime lead for the Broncos, but 9 unanswered for the Raiders to try to claw back into it in the third. Almost blocked. Aragoose to Rod Smith. Smith knocked out of bounds at the 26-yard line. We'll take this time out. That was 15 on the return.
Like all Americans, I like big things. Big prairies. Big forests and mountains. Big wheat fields. And everything else.
Even though he thinks a diet soft drink never tastes as good as a regular, he's decided to try a Diet Dr. Pepper. Well, it just goes to show things aren't always what they seem. Diet Dr. Pepper tastes more like regular Dr. Pepper.
As long as this thing's been going, we've been chasing it. It's an obsession with us.
We've gone days without seeing anything.
Stop now!
Yeah, over there. It's a woodchuck.
Nothing, right?
It's a woodchuck. Sorry. Keeps going and going, and therefore you yourself have to keep going and going.
Let's go, guys. I need a play down here.
Hang on, Mike. We're working on something up here.
Try 3-wide rocket.
If they blitz, it won't work.
What about a quick slant?
Okay, Mike, we're almost there.
Come on.
Look at pro split Z out.
What's taking so long up there?
Okay, Mike, here we go. 3 wide, 78, Z out, Y cross.
All right, all set? Let's go. Great call, guys. Good job.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper is just what the doctor ordered. By Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. By KFC, for everything a meal should be, everybody needs a little KFC. And by American Express. Help support the American Express Charge Against Hunger program.
The Raiders' Eddie Anderson has been taken by ambulance to Denver Swedish Hospital. It's a neck injury. They put his head in a halo. The doctors for the Raiders, as well as the team physicians here in Denver, don't want to speculate just exactly what it is. He was moving both his hands and his feet. When he got into the ambulance, he pointed up to all the Denver fans who were cheering outside the stands. So we really don't know the full extent of his injury, but he has been taken to the hospital. Dick?
That's good news. And Anthony Miller with that quick slant. Elway hits him on the numbers. 21-yard gain out to the 48 before Beeker can make the stop.
Well, it's hard for Terry McDaniel, who likes to watch the quarterback. Look at him here. It's a play-action fake. He cannot react fast enough to that throw by John Elway, and Anthony Miller. Good job of catching and getting yards after the catch.
But the defense is all bunched in, figuring they're going to run the football with Terrell Davis, and Elway just pops up and throws one.
And ooh, what a hit by Greg Beekert. Boy, Beekert, a 7th-round pick in '93, and he's developed as really an outstanding backer.
Well, Mike Shanahan, number 54, Greg Beekert, says he is as tough a football player as that there is, and he's had an outstanding year. Does a good job just reading the whole play, and boy, he likes that kind of shot at the running back.
It's one of those things Terrell Davis wishes he had that one cut.
Yeah, that's right.
Took 3 cuts and got cut himself.
A loss of a yard on the play. He's all the way to the 43, near a first down before Lorenzo Lynch can get him down. 10 yards on the run.
This is probably the one running play that really signifies this Raider. Watch Brian Habib, number 75, the inside trap. He pulls out, sees the defender, and opens up the big hole for Aaron Craver.
You know, the thing that happened is, first of all, you're worried about Terrell Davis, Dick. Then you worry about Elway throwing the football because now it's 2nd down on long yardage. And who do they come back with? Craver, and the guy that they never expect is going to really carry the ball. I think it's only the 2nd time he has touched the ball today.
Well, that's the one thing, Paul, about having two running backs in the backfield. And Mike Shanahan believes in it. You're able to confuse the defense sometimes and disguise certain plays by having 2 back there. And look at the yards per run by all the Denver runners.
2nd best in the league to Oakland. Both Oakland just a bit better, a higher 4.7. That means that you run it twice, and on 3rd down, you're looking at 3rd and the yard and a half.
Well, that's why the Denver Broncos are the best team in the NFL, picking up 3rd down conversions from the fact that they keep it short and they can run the ball so well.
And here's a case in point, 3rd and less than a yard. Terrell Davis diving for the first down. Didn't need much, didn't get much, but it's enough.
But all he had to do was get to the 42, and he did that, and it is a first down.
Well, it's a good case in point of a running back knowing the situation. Don't take a chance and bounce it outside. As soon as you see daylight, take it. It's 3rd and a yard. Get the first down.
12:40 remaining in the 4th quarter. The Broncos lead by 12. Davis now past the 1,500-yard mark. They pick up the blitz, and what a strike to Miller at the 31. That Elway, how many times has he just hit it between the 2 numbers?
Well, this is the classic example. What you're talking about, Terry Daniel. Now watch what he does here. On the Terry McDaniel on this play here, he goes for the Elway, the first cock of his arm, and he looks in the backfield, and then Miller gets by him.
That's right. He's looking at the backfield, and he gets caught, and John Elway, you can see the strength of his arm and the accuracy. That is the big thing that's really happened in the last couple years. 28 passing yards for 45,000. But he's so much more accurate now throwing the football than he was early in his career.
Only Dan Marino and Fran Tarkenton with more yardage passing. Davis to the 28-yard line, a pickup of about 3. McLaughlin, blue ridden, but still in there battling, makes the tackle.
Hey, one thing about this Raider team, though, they did not give up. I mean, they were down 24-3 at one point in this ball game. It's now 24-12, but they just didn't quit.
Well, the defense tried to get them back in the game, scored a touchdown, got the ball back to the Raider offense on the 45-yard line. They could not do anything with it.
Confusion here, and you saw Aaron Craver chase Carswell to the other side, and Elway is going to have to use a timeout. 11 minutes and 8 seconds left in the 4th. Denver by 12.
I'll be home for Christmas.
Ravens complete our schedule. And off to Craver. Bowls his way inside the 25. Bring up third down and about 2.5. Rob Holmberg made that tackle.
You know, I was looking at the defense. Now, Albert Lewis goes to McCaffrey's side all the time. And Terry McDaniel goes over on Anthony Miller. I mean, they just switched. We had Albert Lewis on this corner playing here, playing on McCaffrey. Here they come out. Now, they're both coming out again. So, here.
McDaniel's on the near side. Third down 3. Elway, quick throw to McCaffrey, and it's a first down inside the 20. Tackled by Lewis. We go to New York.
All right, Dick, in Kansas City, Steve Bono, 5-yard touchdown pass to Kimball Anders, pulls the Chiefs to within 24-19. The 2-point conversion attempt failed, but the Chiefs have recovered the onside kick. They're at midfield, a minute 14. This note to Paul McGuire, an Indy win and a Raider loss eliminates Oakland.
Well, getting messages now.
I know, I like that. Thanks, Greg.
10 minutes remain. Another first down for Elway and the Broncos. It chews up time, moves them closer to more points as Davis takes the inside handoff to the 15-yard line. Well, the Denver Bronco offensive line had a media moratorium. They just this year decided they wouldn't talk to anyone, and then they've got the kangaroo court, and they punish any offensive lineman that accepts a game ball. That's
that's really. Gary Zimmerman got one of those.
And the head coach to publicly praise an offensive lineman, that's at least 200 bills.
God forbid.
What else we got?
Well, the line coach, Alex Gibbs, had surgery on Friday, scoped his knee, and he coached on Sunday. They said that's a prima donna fine. You thought you were doing something really special there.
And even if you talk to the media, that was $10 or maybe more. And the other penalty was that if we fine you and then you get too sensitive,
yes,
another fine.
They're looking at Chester McLaughlin. He got hurt on this last play. But the other thing about this, all this fine money, which to me is absolutely amazing. All of this fine money goes to the offensive linemen.
Right.
And they have a party at the end of the year. Only for the offensive linemen.
They have to spend it all.
They have to spend it all. But I'm thinking about, and that's why Mark Schlereth says, that's why we're so smart. Those dummies are paying us fines and we're using it to go to dinner.
It's a great way to have a party. Spend somebody else's money. I mean, that's the best way.
You saw Gary Zimmerman, who had shoulder surgery about 10, 11 days ago, missed last week and not playing today, but will suit up, and they'd like to get him into 20-25 plays next week in the finale. And Zimmerman, another Pro Bowl year, his 7th. 2nd and 8. The 11. That was not a face mask. That was up around the shoulder. Terry McDaniel made the stop. Flag flew. The action of Davis looked like a face mask, but from this angle looked as if he
There is no fall. He grabbed the shoulder pad. There is no fall.
Charles Stewart, the line judge, number 62, saw there wasn't a face mask and waved it off.
We welcome those of you that have seen the Bengals defeat the Houston Oilers 21-13. Dick Enberg with Paul McGuire, Phil Simms, and Jim Gray here at Mile High Stadium, where the Denver Broncos have led throughout. 24-3 at the intermission, now 24-12 and the last play. But first, a penalty flag flew. Looked as if this was face mask, but it was McDaniel by the jersey. A legal tackle. Elway. Flag down. Goes to Chamberlain. Chamberlain's in the end zone. Does it count? Byron Chamberlain, who had only 4 catches all season, has his 4th today.
Well, Pat Swilling says it's coming back because there was a holding penalty.
Well, indeed, back it comes. Well, the Broncos.
Illegal use of hands. Number 66 on the offense. Hands to the face. The 10-yard penalty, still third down.
It's Tom Nalen, the center, number 66. Watches the play develops. Gets the hand immediately to Chester McLaughlin's face mask. The referee sees it.
22nd penalty of this game. 15 of those on the Raiders. 135 yards and penalties against Oakland. That's been part of their demise. 66 from Denver, most of those in the second half. Hand off to Davis. And well read by the Raider defense. That'll bring up 4th down, and on comes Jason Elam. Jerry Ball first in on that last tackle, the veteran from SMU.
Conservative call right there by the Denver Broncos offense, but they'd like to get this field goal to put them up about 15 points, so it'd make 2 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion just to get a tie.
The Raider defense has done very well. They haven't given up a point in the second half.
40-yard field goal by Jason Elam as we welcome those of you watching in Houston. Elam lines one wide to the left. No good. 8:02 left, and the Raiders' hopes still have a heartbeat, trailing by 12.
And again, the defense, no points so far in the second half.
Andrew Glover may have gotten a piece of that one. Timeout. 12. Raiders with 8 minutes left in the 4th. Game very long. We had a serious injury, Eddie Anderson, plus a lot of passes and penalties. Now let's go to New York.
As you mentioned, it's all over, Dick, in Kansas City. The Chiefs got a 1st and 10 at the 11 and then advanced no further on 4th down. The incompletion to Danon Hughes. The Indy win eliminates Seattle, Cincinnati, Miami, San Diego, Houston, and if they lose, Paul, the Oakland Raiders.
Oh, wow, that is a major victory by the Colts. It certainly straightens out the playoff picture. Tim Brown, a rare muff. Wide open. Brown at midfield, unable to pull it in. Well, for those of you who have joined us late, here's how it all started. Tyrone Braxton's 9th interception of the year early in the game set the first half tone for the Broncos, who built a 24-3 lead. This touchdown to Rod Smith. In the second half, the only touchdown for the Raiders, Pat Swelling stripping Elway. The fumble recovered by Lance Johnstone in the end zone. Raiders missed on the 2-point attempt, so it's 24-12, 7:24 left, 3rd and 5 for Hostetler. On top, way over Daryl Hobbs, but he was being held by Lionel Washington. Flags fly. Jumpy Geathers pressured Hostetler.
What is the record for the most penalties in a game?
I'm glad you asked. 22. It happened in 1944. It must have been a rough year, war year. Brooklyn against Green Bay and also the Bears that year.
That's a 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
But that's by one team, 22. In this game, we now have 23 combined penalties.
You can see Lionel Washington has that right hand, getting some jersey on Daryl Hobbs.
Kind of hard to run the pattern like that.
Yeah, it is.
Dragging another guy with
There's a false start. Add another to the total. And for the Raiders, we're going to have to look at penalty yardage.
False start, number 75 on the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty.
140 yards in penalties against the Raiders.
Pat Harlow, the left tackle.
No, I just found out something. You circled more penalties today than
yeah, I know.
you did on plays.
Fingers crossed.
Over 200 yards total. Not a surprise, these two rivals in the AFC West. Underneath, Napoleon Kaufman breaking one tackle, almost another shoestring by Alan Aldridge across the 40-yard line.
Well, that's what the Raiders have to hope for. Throw a short pass, and one of these guys can take it and make a big play out of it, because we have seen they are reluctant to throw the football down the field and try to make big plays. So give it to Napoleon, see if he can catch a short one and make a big play out of it.
Kaufman out, Harvey Williams, as Alfred Williams of the Broncos jumps into the Denver backfield and immediately points at one of the Raider linemen.
He points to Lincoln Kennedy moving again.
Lincoln Kennedy flinched
again.
Does.
He flinched
Offside.
Again. No.
Number 91 on the defense, unabated towards the quarterback. The 5-yard penalty.
You missed Lincoln Kennedy on this one, guys. I'm going to tell you, Lincoln Kennedy moves his upper body, his head and his shoulders. Here he is right here. Watch your set. See, you can't move.
He just took a little look to the left there.
No, he moved the shoulders.
No, he actually before that. He kind of stood up a little.
So 2nd down for Oakland. And a discussion. Well, a reminder that for those of you who've joined us on NBC, especially in the eastern Midwestern zones, looking for our prime time, stay with us. Dateline Sunday to follow. Then the comedies Third Rock from the Sun and Boston Common, and a network premiere, Lightning Jack.
6:51.
And we cannot include Bernie Kukar on the crew in that comedy lineup. But there have been plenty of errors on both sides by the players, all caught by the officials.
Well, you got to go move it the clock to 6:51, but on the scoreboard they have 36 minutes and 51 seconds, which would be plenty of time for the Raiders to come back.
Well, the record for most yards penalized, the Cleveland Browns had a rough day against the Bears in 1951, 209 yards in penalties. The Raiders have 140 at the moment. Now they get it straightened out with 6:51 left. A Raider touchdown could make this very testy in the finish. Raiders need a win to stay alive, as you've heard Greg. Hostetler can't find an open man, throws it away. No penalty. He did have Ricky Dudley close.
Jumpy Gathers thinks he has the sack. He said, I had him going down. There's no such thing anymore as in the grasp, is there? Big number 79, Jumpy Gathers. He just rocks him back, and he gets away from Wisniewski. And look at that play. That's total hustle.
Gathers at 36, still playing like a kid. 3rd and 4.
Problem is that the Raiders, even if they do score, they have no more timeouts. They used them all in the 3rd quarter.
Here they come, all out blitz. Atwater, but a good throw to Daryl Hobbs on a first down and a flag down in the Denver secondary. Lionel Washington made the tackle. What a throw by Hostetler with Atwater in his face.
Alan Aldrich was up on the top side, number 57, where they threw in the area they threw the flag, and that may be for holding on him.
Number 57 on the defense. The penalty is declined. First down.
So first down at the Denver 49 with 6:35 left in the 4th.
Well, Jeff Hostetler, look at all the people coming on the blitz. He knows he can't pick them all up, so set quick, look for the short receiver. Boy, that's a good job of getting rid of the football before the defenders get there.
This big sellout crowd, 76,000, trying to create noise for Hostetler to battle. Throws underneath to Tim Brown, who makes a shoe-top catch with Ray Crockett right on his back. 7 yards on the play. Hurry up for Oakland. Again, they used all their timeouts in the 3rd quarter, so they don't have the luxury of stopping the clock. Hoffman returns as the sole running back. Up, here comes Alfred. And Ricky Dudley appeared to move prematurely. Another false start.
Lincoln Kennedy's just put his hands up in the air. And I mean, just guys are moving all over the place. Both.
False start. Number 72 on the offense, moving part of the stat. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
He's on the top of the screen. Poor Lincoln Kennedy. He's moving because he sees Dudley move also. Look at the two guys on the top. 83 is Dudley. He moves there, and so does Kennedy. So they get either one of them.
Yeah, but when you're down, when you're down, you always give it to the offensive tackle, isn't it?
Yeah, without doubt, yeah.
It's the only time they're ever mentioned. Kennedy from Atlanta for an unconditional pick this year. Haas goes long, but no one's there.
Well, Tim Brown pulled it up short, and Haas wanted to go deep, and that would be the first really deep pass he's thrown since Crockett picked off his first one.
Well, they're trying to get Tim Brown on a double move. He's going to try to curl it, draw the defender in, then go deep. But the Broncos are pretty smart. Tim Brown, top of your screen. Lionel Washington, he knows the situation of the game, not going to overcommit. It doesn't hurt to give up a 10-yard pass right now. Don't give up a touchdown in one throw.
Well, he knew he didn't have to commit because he had Atwater short, number 27, so there's no reason for him to commit up to the play.
Plus, he's an ex-Raider, and he's worked against Brown in practice many times. Another blitz. Romanowski picked off, and Daryl Hobbs able to hang on. down to the 38-yard line. That'll be a first down, 8 yards on the play.
You know, we talk about guys sacrificing their bodies in this game, and Bill Romanowski is a classic example of it. Number 53, watch this. He tried to jump up over top of Harvey Williams, but he gets caught.
If you're going to blitz, the one thing you have to do in the secondary is once that ball is completed, you better make the tackles to keep the Raiders from having a long game.
Under 5 minutes, so anything out of bounds now will stop the clock for the Raiders. Into the flat. Kaufman takes it inside. Uses his speed to the 25 and another first down. Romanowski trails him and makes the stop. 14 on the play.
The only problem with this offense that they're doing right now, Phil, you're throwing 6- and 7-yard patterns, and it's eating up the clock to something that you don't have. Remember, they have no more timeouts.
Right. This would be great if they had 3 timeouts left.
4:18 left. Hostetler battling the noise. And another false start.
Yeah, this time it's Wisniewski, number 76. He moves.
Well, the crowd being a factor, and sometimes, and it happens at most every stadium, you just wonder if that is a fair advantage, that a crowd should create so many 5-yard penalties. It starts to gnaw at some of us.
What do you want to do? Would you like to have him just say, okay, you guys can't cheer?
Well, I know you can't do it, but why should the crowd create 5-yard penalties?
This game is about dealing with adversity. Here's a player you can deal with some crowd noise. Makes it fun.
Is that that's what's really causing all this movement?
Well, a lot of uncertainty by the Raiders too.
Let's start on the offense. Moving cars in the snap. The 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Hostetler is trying to change the play so it breaks the rhythm. Watch number 76, Steve Wisniewski.
Let me just finish my though. It seems in this high technological era of ours that there ought to be some way in the helmets that a mic, so that at least you know at the snap you can hear the snap.
Well, they've tried that. They've experimented with it. Once you get inside the 20-yard lines, coming in or going out, they amplify the quarterback's voice for speakers on the side. But so many problems with that. With airplanes going over, interference, so they dumped that thought.
Hostetler going long for Jet, and a flag down as they get entangled, and that'll be against Randy Hilliard of the Broncos. So suddenly with 4:02 left, the Raiders with this interference call are going to have the ball first and goal.
That's interference, number 21 on the defense. That's the first down.
Well, Randy Hilliard, number 21, look, he's got to know he has help on the inside. Just stay on the outside of the receiver. You have a safety in the middle waiting for the throw.
So they didn't call the pass interference, Dick, when they tripped because their legs did get tangled up. When he kept putting his arm up and reaching up and knocking down Jet's arm, that's when they called it.
So it's first and goal inside the 2, and Denver now takes a timeout. Jerry Ball lined up at fullback for the Raiders. So the Raiders just a yard and a half at fullback. Derek Fenner, the tailback, fake the Fenner. Wide open is Glover. Drops the ball. No, Dudley. Ricky Dudley, the rookie, drops another. Oh,
you got to look the ball in, son. I mean, you've got to look it all the way.
Watch Ricky Dudley as he's trying to catch the ball, Paul. He puts his hands out way too early, and watch the tension as he sees it coming. You can just know all the thoughts that are going through his head, and none of them are good.
I mean, he fights this thing all the way. You look at him, and his hands go together. You just look at it, Hostetler, how many times they got to throw? There was one game that this guy caught 4 and dropped 4.
Well, he's caught 3 and dropped 3 today. Take the Fenner again. Hostetler in trouble. Incomplete as he throws it to the goal line. Jerry Ball was the receiver.
See, one of the things if you're wondering, say, wait a minute, they're on the 2-yard line. Why don't they run the ball? If they don't make it, the clock keeps going because they can't stop the clock. They have no more timeouts.
Well, they try basically the same play again, and Ricky Dudley is wide open in the back of the end zone. I don't know if Hostetler had time, but watch Ricky Dudley to the top of your screen. He's going to go in the back. Denver's full. Look at the separation.
Yeah, but Hostetler had somebody in his face.
Derek Fenner sent out as a wing. Harvey Williams with him. Underneath to Glover. Flag down, and Glover is nailed short of the goal line.
Well, this will be a penalty against the Raiders for illegal motion again by the
play.
By the tight
ball
end.
start. Number 87 on the offense. Moving prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Well, that's a break for the Raiders. It would be 4th and goal. Now they get another play. 3rd down and goal.
But the thing about it is the defensive ends, what they're doing is they're faking like they're coming across the line of scrimmage. They're not moving at all. They're just moving arm movements. And Glover is standing there as a tight end, and he just moves.
Well, watch 87.
All right, but watch this. Watch the movement in here, Phil.
Yep.
You see what he does? Alfred Williams just moves, and then Glover moves with him. He's not coming across.
The 20th penalty for the Raiders, 2 from the NFL record set in 1944. 157 yards. But this one was gives them an extra play. Hostetler. How does he get out of that? Touchdown. What a play by Hostetler. Daryl Hobbs with a catch, and the Raiders are very much into it. Hostetler hit twice in the backfield, able to escape and throw to Daryl Hobbs for the touchdown.
You're right, Dick. How did he get out of it? I mean, twice. I thought the play was over. Watch what happens. Pressure in his face. He gets away from the first tackler, Michael Dean. Sheds another one off balance and whips it into the back of the end zone.
Come on, Phil!
And puts the ball right on the money.
No sense in going for 2. That does nothing for the Raiders. They'll try the extra point. They make it 24-19.
The onside kick.
With 3:38 left, they have no choice. Broncos can almost kneel it down and finish this one off. Ford adds the extra point, 24-19.
That was off, and they're going to do it.
They do kick it away. And then it kicks through the end zone to the 20, so no time consumed. 3:33 left.
If they stop them in 3 downs, they can have over a minute, and I guess they're willing to take that chance.
Remember on Monday night they punted when they thought they could stop them again, and they didn't?
And the Broncos got the 1 first down and ran out the clock. Terrell Davis, the league's leading rusher, dumped in the backfield, a loss of 2 away. You saw the Broncos shut out in the second half. Elway throwing the ball to Chamberlain, who has a career-best 5 catches today, the tight end from Wayne State in Nebraska. Darren Carrington, the tackle. 2:42, 2:41 left in this 4th.
Well, this is about the only type of pass play you'd expect the Broncos to run in this situation. Play action one way, completely fools the defense. And a good job of Chamberlain getting up the field and getting close to the first down.
But the Broncos are going to have to run one more play before the 2-minute warning.
3rd down and 3. Elway approaching the 45,000-yard mark to become the 3rd in history to do that. Elway going to throw, or is he going to run? He's going to eat it at the 26. Clock runs, and that'll take it to the 2-minute warning, but this down throw apparently was in. Tim Brown at the Raider 34.
He hit a short one.
Brown, fair catch at the 41-yard line. Oakland Raiders are 59 yards away from a touchdown that would keep their playoff hopes alive. And Billy Joe Hobart, the colorful young quarterback who has seen some duty this year for the injured Hostetler, has thrown 4 touchdown passes, and Phil Simms, in many eyes, defenders' eyes, Hobart is more of a threat for the big bomb.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. One thing he will do is throw it down the field.
Hit high and let it fly.
That's what he likes. He's got a strong arm.
No timeouts, 1:52 left. They're blitzing. And he's throwing. Incomplete. Dudley again. How many will he drop? This, you have to feel for this young man, who was young in terms of football years. Basketball was his sport.
Watch his hands, folks. Just watch his hands. He fights every single pass that comes to him. Look, don't look at anything else. Look at his hands. Watch his hands. Look at him fight it.
Trying to catch a butterfly with your bare hands.
They took him out of the ball game.
4 drops, 3 catches for Dudley today. Hobart, no blitz this time guns it complete at the 48 of the Broncos. First down. Tim Brown, the reliable wideout, 12 yards on the catch.
Nice throw by Billy Joe Hobert. Throws it down and away from the receiver where only Tim Brown could make the catch.
His 85th catch of the year, among the leaders the last 4 years. He's over 1,000 yards again. Clock running 1:20. Intercepted. Ray Crockett. Hobert to beat. Hobert makes the tackle, but that'll be too late for Oakland. 1:11 left, and Ray Crockett stuns the Raiders sidelines. Ray Crockett watched Billy Joe Hobert the whole way, Phil, and just looked at him. Watch him. He looked at the man he was going to throw the ball to, stepped in front, and then took it. Third interception of the day for the Bronco defense. The fourth turnover, the first in this second half for Denver. And that takes a lot of nerves out of these Bronco fans. They were starting to feel it. Terrific play.
Well, Ray Crockett does the right thing. Be aggressive on a short pattern. You're in a zone defense. He just looked at the quarterback. When he looked outside, he was breaking all the way for the interception.
Jim?
Dick, Jeff Hostetler suffered a concussion on that touchdown that closed the gap to 5 points. He really wanted to come into the game quite badly, but the doctors would not let him in. He has a concussion, and he is through for the day.
Now here's the player. They right here, they fall on him, actually. He throws the ball, he goes down, and I don't know where he gets hit in the head. I would think it's something happened to his leg. They know better than we do.
One kneel down for Elway, and that'll do it. They don't have to run another play. The Broncos sweep their home schedule. 8-0 for Mike Shanahan's team. Best record in football at 13-2. They hold off a Raiders second half surge and a 24-19 win. John Elway returned. His presence felt in remarkable ways in the first half, although he struggled in the second half. Hostetler positioned his team close, but a final interception, and Denver has the win. For Paul McGuire and Phil Simms, this is Dick Enberg from Denver, where once again the final score, Broncos 24, Raiders 19. Stay tuned. We'll send you to New York. A complete look at the playoff picture coming up.